The real Tigers of the SEC. Yeah, it's the Missouri Tigers. We're previewing them right here, right now on Heads Up Play.
Missouri Tigers, Mizzou. I don't know their chant.
I think they do something like that, but I'm with you. I'm not 100% sure.
Welcome to Heads Up Play, everybody. We are talking the Missouri Tigers. They are back, baby. You would ask me 2 years ago, Eliah Drinkwitz would have had his ass out of Missouri. But no, he beat Ohio State last year in, was it the Sugar Bowl?
In the Sugar Bowl.
Sugar Bowl 14-3, showed everybody up. He showed how we play ball in the FCC. Let's talk about the Missouri Tigers.
It is, look, it was a magical season last year for Missouri. I mean, the best season that they had, I think, since their crazy 2007 season. You remember that? The crazy 2007 year? But you had just an impeccable offensive season. You had a great defense. Now, let me get my notes pulled up here for Missouri. So, Eliah Drinkwitz, as you kind of alluded to just a moment ago, his seat was probably hotter than Billy Napier's seat is right now. You don't know about that? I thought Eli was gone if he did not win like 5 games.
I feel like I still had a chance for Eli. I don't think there's a chance with Billy. I don't think there's a chance with Billy Napier. His ass is gone.
All right, let me ask you this.
Well, who
had a hotter seat?
On Zillow right now. He got his
Who had a hotter seat? Eliah Drinkwitz before the 2023 season, or Sam Pittman right now before the 2024 season? Let me tell you right now, Sam Pittman ain't pulling an Eliah Drinkwitz of 2023.
Sam Pittman. I mean, my God, he brought back old motorcycle Bobby Petrino. I mean, it can't get any rougher than that.
So Eli enters year 5 now, actually, as head coach of Missouri. He got there in 2020. And so far, he's had a 28-21 record. So he had a losing record, actually, I believe, going into last season, which was why his seat was so hot. But he goes in there and just tears it up, man. Proves all the doubters wrong. Remember when he, who was it that he went up to at the end of the game? I think it was Josh Heupel, and he said, "We stand on business, Josh." You remember that? After he beat Tennessee? Maybe it was either him or maybe Shane Beamer, but I think it was Josh Heupel.
I thought it was Dan Mullen. I'm gonna be honest. Who did Dan Mullen get into it with?
Huh?
I thought Dan Mullen got into it with him.
With Eli?
Who did Dan Mullen get into it with?
Oh, I don't know. But I know, Eli, after they beat Tennessee, it must have been something on Twitter or something. And he was like, when he goes to shake his hand, he was like, "We stand on business, Josh." But 12-1 record at where before he got to Missouri?
Appalachian State Mountaineers.
1 year as head coach at App State. Tore it up in the Sun Belt. And that's how he got the job at Missouri. This guy is not a bad coach.
He's playing dynasty in real life.
He is.
You go be offense coordinator, someone get a head coaching job 1 year, and then you jump to the SEC.
Speaking of offensive coordinator, Missouri brought in last season a guy who I think is the most dangerous coordinator in the SEC, in Kirby Moore. I wanted him at Bama when Kalen DeBoer was hired. I was like, as soon as Ryan Grubb decided not to come on and he went to go be the Seahawks OC, I was like, get that MFer from Missouri. He turned that thing around with Brady Cook and Luther Burden, Cody Schrader. It was the number 29 offense in the country in 2023, but man, the production seems so much higher. It seemed like a top 10 offense, to be honest. Maybe it was the combination with a good defense. But let me ask you this. Do you know where Kirby Moore coached prior to coming to Missouri?
He was a Bulldog with the Fresno State. He replaced or is he under, or did he replace Kellen
He was
DeBoer?
under Kalen DeBoer. That's why I wanted him, because he was associated with Kalen DeBoer. I was like, well, maybe DeBoer can get him.
It
But
works
no.
good. Yeah,
And then on the defensive side, we know this guy
very well.
as graduates of the University of South Alabama. This hire came out of nowhere to me, out of nowhere.
Shock.
Corey Batoon enters year 1 as defensive coordinator at Missouri. Remember the previous defensive coordinator who did a good job is now the DC where at LSU. Go check out our LSU preview.
He was a highly coveted coordinator.
He wasn't going to stay at Missouri very long. You're right.
I thought we was going to get him at one point. I thought that was who Saban, when Saban still was head coach, he wanted him back.
Yeah, he did. And look, Corey Batoon had some good defenses at South Alabama. I mean, he got like a 29 ranked defense in 2023, number 26 in 2022, which for a group of 5 team like South, that's huge. But I just wonder.
Saw what they did against Oklahoma State.
Exactly. But I just question, how much did that have to do with him or Kane Womack's defense? Because Kane Womack runs that very specific style defense, the swarm D. I don't know if that's what Corey Batoon is going to bring to Missouri, but who knows?
We're going to find out.
We are most definitely going to find out. But we are high on this Missouri team, absolutely,
I'm
as
sure
it should be.
Everyone else is. I think everyone else.
I think you have to be. There are some question marks. Let's not act like there's not question marks, because you do have some losses, and it starts at the running back position.
Big loss.
You have to think, Quinshon Judkins didn't have the season that he had last in 2022. Cody Schrader, running back last year, was arguably the best running back in the SEC, probably second best in the country behind Ollie Gordon at Oklahoma State, right? So you lose him. For some reason, he goes undrafted. Maybe he's a small white guy. Maybe
he had a horrible 40. I'm looking right now. He ran a 4.6. Running
that is bad.
That's terrible.
And then you lose also on the offensive side, offensive tackle, 4th-round pick to the Jags, Javon Foster. But that's really it. You keep guys like Brady Cook and Luther Burden. We're going to get into them, but we're still sticking to losses. You lose a ton of guys on the defensive side of the ball. I mean a ton. Darius Robinson, 1st-round pick to the Cardinals. They're high on him. Cornerback, Ennis Rakestraw, 2nd-round pick to the Lions. Linebacker Tyron Hopper, 3rd-round pick to the Packers. Chris Abrams-Drain, cornerback, 5th-round pick to the Broncos. Safety Jalen Carlisle's 5th-round pick to the Colts. I mean, that's a lot of production. That's 5 guys on the defensive side.
That's almost your whole defensive side. I mean, you lose 2 cornerbacks, you lost your linebacker, you lost your defensive lineman. I mean, that's massive, but we'll see how
Does it matter? Does it matter? I mean, I think this offensive production is going to be huge. You got Luther Burden, who is the most definitely the number 1 wide receiver in the country. I don't know who you can make an argument for being better than Luther Burden.
You're saying top 5 pick, possibly.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. I think he's easily the most exciting player in the SEC, and I think we are not talking enough about Brady Cook.
I don't either.
It's been all Luther Burden. Hey, somebody's got to throw him the ball, and Brady Cook.
Would you put Brady Cook behind Quentin Ewers, Jalen Milroe, and Carson Beck, or would you put him above them 3? Any of them 3?
I'd probably put. That's tough. That's really tough. I would probably put him behind all 3 of them. But then again, I just think those teams in general are better than Missouri. So maybe that's why. I don't know. I think Carson Beck, honestly, is a little bit overrated. I think he's a great quarterback, but I don't know if he's the number 1 quarterback in the country. But, either way, Brady Cook is a fantastic quarterback, and we're not talking enough about him. You got a couple other guys on the offensive side, like Armand Membu and guys like that, but this is going to be an insanely good team. I fret. And let's get into the schedule, shall we?
get into the schedule. Now, this one, and I talked about in the Tennessee video, we just don't know yet.
We don't.
This is a team, really, from Tennessee on, these are teams we could possibly see winning the SEC.
Yeah, like any team from Tennessee on could go undefeated. They could lose 4 games. Who knows? I think you and I are on the same page that we see Missouri as like a 9-3 or a 10-2 team. They really got the benefit. I mean, some SEC teams got some struggle, tough schedules. Missouri kind of got the
I'm just putting it out
easy
there.
One.
Week 5, when they play Texas A&M, they'll be a top 7 team in the nation.
Yeah, especially if they beat A&M, 100%.
I mean, they're 11 right now.
100%. I mean, this schedule, your toughest game is Alabama. And we've got them losing to Auburn, and we don't even know if Auburn's truly going to be as good as we're saying Auburn's going to be. We're high on Auburn, but most people are not as high on Auburn as we are. So this could be an 11-1 team.
And y'all think we don't know anything, so I'm just going off y'all.
Yeah, y'all think that we're just casuals. We're casuals. We don't do our research. We do our research. We've got a whole list of notes right here. Okay?
I don't spend time with my family because of this shit.
Yeah, we actually, all I do all day is work, make money, and browse message boards. Okay, you think
I neglect my family. I neglect my child. I'm abandoning my child.
So, the 2 losses that we have right here, Alabama and Auburn. Am I really that confident that they're going to lose to Auburn? Absolutely not. I just think if they're going to lose 2 games, that's going to be 1, and we already decided that Texas A&M was going to lose to them, so can't go back on that. I mean, maybe you drop one to Texas A&M, maybe you drop to Oklahoma, who knows? But I want to talk about the Alabama game real quick because that's the most important game on their schedule. It's on the road at Bryant-Denny Stadium. I put them red here for a loss. But do not be shocked. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I think I'm more scared of Missouri beating Alabama than Georgia. Why is that? Well, because I think Alabama's going to over-prepare for Georgia. And Missouri knows Alabama.
It's going to be tough. Let me tell you why. You don't know what Alabama team you're going to be playing. You could be playing a 2-loss Alabama team because they played Georgia 2 weeks before, and then they play Georgia, Vandy, South Carolina, and then the week before they have to play Missouri, they have to travel. Let me see something real fast before I give this statement because I want to make sure. Nope. The week before they play Missouri at home, they got to travel to Neyland Stadium.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch for Alabama at that period of time.
That's what I'm saying.
And also, let's not forget, defensive coordinator Corey Batoon, if he's running the Kane Womack offense, they're going to be practicing against that all season long. Yep. They're going to know it. Same with Kirby Moore. He knows the Kalen DeBoer offense. They can help scheme things together, run a good game plan. So I think if Alabama's going to drop one at home, it's either going to be, of course, Georgia, or I really think Missouri could pull it off on the road against Alabama. I'm saying Alabama's pulling the win, but don't be shocked whatsoever. And if they win that, do they lose a game?
They might be meeting Texas or Georgia in the SEC championship.
They just might be. I mean, they really have the benefit of a super easy schedule, and people can look at the Auburn one right there. We're just high on Auburn. I think that this Missouri team will have to drop a couple games. And if I had to choose one, I'd rather choose Auburn than A&M, believe it or not.
I agree.
So, any closing thoughts for the Missouri Tigers?
Playoffs are bust. You showed the world last year in the Sugar Bowl that you're ready to take that next step. Playoff or bust. Playoff or bust. Playoff or bust.
I agree. You have to show that last season was not some fluke dream season. Keep the upward climb going. You don't want to have some dream season and then fall off, which for Eliah Drinkwitz, that he would be known for a fantastic season that would live in Missouri lore forever. But you don't want to be that. You want to be the guy that continues going upward. So,
I agree.
guys, I think that does it for this episode of our SEC preview series. We're running down. We only got a few more left. And as we've done this, the college football season is literally week 0 is next week. We got Georgia Tech about to beat Florida State in Ireland. It's happening.
Is it next week?
Like next Thursday or something like that?
No way. I'm moving next mother.
I swear. Week 0 is next week.
I'm moving again, everybody.
Oh, you have to put it off to watch Georgia Tech beat Florida State. So, guys, that does it. And hit them with it real quick.
You stay classy.
Stay classy.